Legends, what's up? It's Darkmech here with a raid guide to Scalecommander Sarkareth on LFR, Normal and Heroics. This is a 3-phase fight. So phase 1, players in your raid will gain stacks of Oppressing Howl. Now players need to remove their stacks by getting hit with certain abilities from Sarkareth in phase 1, and these are Searing Breath or Mass Disintegrate. Now you can assign your raid up in groups as to what they're going to get hit by. If you're getting hit by the breath, you want to make sure that you're getting hit by one of the ticks and not all 3. As I mentioned, if you get hit by all 3, you'll likely die. You can also use the Mass Disintegrate to remove stacks as well. Now this goes on 2 players at a time, and there'll be blue lines that go out to them. They can just move out away from the boss, and players wanting to get hit can move in that line that's going out from the boss. Again, you want to ensure that you're splitting up your raid here and having people alternating what they're removing stacks with, be it the Mass Disintegration or the breath. If you get hit with the Mass Disintegrate, you'll have a 25% slow on you. If you're getting hit with the Searing Breath, you'll have a fire dot on you. It's important that everyone removes stacks of Oppressing Howl before Sark casts Glittering Surge. If you still have any stacks when this occurs, you'll get stunned for 12 seconds and you'll likely die. Now Scorching Bombs will also be going out on the raid here. These pulse damage and they explode. You can have your range stack on the outside of the encounter space and just move around for each bomb. But if your group isn't this organized, just move away from the bad red things. Tanks, you'll be getting hit with Burning Claws throughout this phase, and this is your taunt swap, just swap after each hit. Phase 2, at the start of this phase, Sarkareth will put 10 stacks of Oblivion on all players and send you to the Shadow Realm. Make sure you're down here to collect 10 Astral Flares, they're the little floaty things, before collecting your 3 Mind Fragments to come back up, which are the big white circles. Once you're back up, interrupt the boss and all the fire will despawn. If you don't interrupt the boss, you will die. Sark has new abilities in this phase, like Abyssal Breath. This is where Sark will fly up and do a deep breath, and he'll spawn adds at the start of the breath position. Tanks, make sure you pick those adds up ASAP and tank them in the Death Blossoms so they don't heal. Death Blossom is another new ability in this phase. You'll get 2 pulls and you'll be able to notice where they're spawning by 2 giant blue swirls, and then there'll just be 2 giant black hole-like things where they were. Put the adds in there and be aware if you go inside there as well that you will also gain a healing reduction debuff. You just want the adds in there, not you as the tank. Some of the adds will cast, interrupt them, the adds should be getting nuked down straight away. Tanks, you'll be getting hit with Void Claws. This puts a healing received reduction on you and causes you to explode for 40% of the damage taken from Shadow Claws. You just want to run away. This has a 20-yard splash circle on it, so the raid won't get a hit at all if you just taunt swap after each hit and run away from the raid. Void Bombs will be spawning throughout this phase, and you have 20 seconds to deal with them before they explode. They have to be picked up and taken to the Shadow Realm to explode before that player comes back up. To do this, whoever's picking up the bomb needs to get 10 stacks of Oblivion to then get sent down. You gain stacks by getting hit by any of Sark's abilities, so if you have to take a bomb down, you can simply pick it up and stand inside a Death Blossom to gain stacks, or any of the puddles from the Abyssal Breath. In Heroic, there's an extra mechanic in this phase called Infinite Duress, and it's like Remnant in Sanctum of Domination. This player will need to be dispelled, and when they're dispelled, everyone will be knocked back. That person can just move off to the edge, the raid can be in the middle, you can dispel, and you're fine. Phase 3 begins at 40%, and Sark will nick off to the edge of the encounter space, and winds will come up to push you back. Just run against them. Tanks, you want to move the boss to the center of the room straight away, as the boss will soon after cast Cosmic Ascension. This will see Sark fly up into the sky and create a massive bad zone that you need to run out of. 3 adds will then spawn after this. Pick them up, interrupt them, and nuke them down on the boss. Swirls will also be constantly dropping from the sky throughout this phase. Just dodge these unless you are needing to get hit to get 10 stacks of Oblivion to go down to the Shadow Realm. Tanks, your new taunt swap mechanic in this phase is Void Slash. Now this puts a dot on you, and after 21 seconds, it explodes for massive raid damage. Now this is a giant frontal as well, so you always want to be facing the boss away from the raid in this phase, and only 1 tank wants to get hit with Void Slash at a time. And you can heal through the explosion if you have the gear and your healers are good, or your tank can go down with the debuff by standing in the swirls coming down from the sky, and they can go down and detonate that debuff that has 21 seconds in the Shadow Realm and then come back up. You still have the Void Bombs in this phase, so again, you'll be using those swirls that are dropping from the sky to get to 10 stacks. Take your Void Bombs down and explode them there. The Dispel from phase 2 is also present in phase 3 with the knockback. Now Asteroids will also be falling from the sky, and they will leave rocks on the platform. You'll be using these to line of sight the boss's ability, Scouring Eternity. Now Embrace of Nothingness is another new ability in this phase 3, and this is a group soak mechanic where damage is split amongst everyone. So you want your raid to stack from this and then move out quickly, as it'll leave a black hole wherever it lands. If you have a bunch of asteroids on the platform, you actually want your group soak to overlap some of those asteroids, and then once the group soak's gone off, everyone moves away and the black hole will swallow some of those asteroids. The reason you want to destroy some of the asteroids is that they pulse AoE damage to your raid. They also knock players back if they are near them, so if you have a heap of them, it pays to get rid of some. When the boss casts Scouring Eternity, you'll see a blue line showing from where the winds are coming from. You just need to make sure that you line of sight behind some of the asteroids that you've left up. So if you've got any questions, hit me up in the comments below. Otherwise, like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for checking out the video. I'll see you all next time. See you, fam.